everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I'd do a little something different. I thought I would bring a story time to you guys. I know I'm getting lots of requests for me to do a story time. I actually like listening to story times. I can put it on in the car or when I'm cleaning, doing dishes, and I don't have to pay attention necessarily to the video. I can just listen. So I thought I'd bring you a story time, and what I thought would be awesome to tell you guys is why I love gardening so much. I'm doing a series on my channel about gardening, and it just makes me so happy, and I get so excited about gardening. So I'm gonna tell you why it just means the world to me. So when I was a little girl, my great-grandma, she pretty much raised me. My mom and dad worked a lot, and so I was always over at her house from being really little. And I remember she would always have this big garden. She is Native American or American Indian, different ways of saying it. But so she loved to garden, and she made she had the best garden. It was huge, it was so big, it took up her whole backyard, and she had a little fence to surround it. And we would go in, and she would teach me how to do tomatoes and lettuce and celery, and she had corn and strawberries, and you name it, she had it. And every morning I would be so excited because my mom or dad would drop me off at her house, and we'd get up and we'd have a little tea party with little biscuits and tea, and then we'd go out into the backyard and we would water, and she would teach me all these different things. And I remember one time, I think I was about 4, maybe 3, and we went to go harvest the strawberries. Now, I love strawberries. They're my absolute favorite. And I remember holding her little strainer and going through and helping her pick, but as my grandma would be picking the strawberries, I would just be eating them. And we went through 3 or 4 rows of her not paying attention, just going down and picking the strawberries and putting them in the bucket, and I would be holding the bucket, and by the 3rd row, almost all those strawberries were gone. And my face was just red and dirty, and my clothes just had strawberries all over it. And I remember her saying, "Oh my gosh, you little rascal." Like, it was just the cutest thing. She just thought that was so funny how I just, you know, ate all those strawberries. And it wasn't the fact really that I had ate them. It was just they hadn't been washed, and there was just dirt all over my face. It was just one of those memories I'll always carry with me. And so she really inspired me as a child to grow my own food and to be healthy, and how it tastes so much better when you have homegrown food. I love the way it feels. It's just something very awesome when you go outside and go, we don't need to go to the grocery store for tomatoes or all this stuff. We have it right here, and we can garden and we can eat off that whole stuff for the whole summer, and it's great. And then you can freeze it. She's, you know, helped me make the strawberry jams and all that stuff, so I learned how to do all that. And then when we moved up here to Oregon, we moved out in the country, and there was this beautiful couple across the way, and they had adopted us into their family, which was so sweet. I had 2 kids at the time, and they were very young, and we moved away from everybody. We didn't know anybody, all of our friends, all of our family. We just up and moved away, and it was very scary. We didn't know anybody, but we wanted this property because we had so much land and we can garden. And the couple across the way adopted us as their family, and my kids are now their grandkids. And they would every summer they would have this big massive garden, and I would love going over there and learning from them. And they would just be, they were amazing. They're so part of why I'm so passionate of gardening, and he would teach me so much different stuff, and they were just a wonderful, wonderful couple. and their garden was just amazing. It was crazy big. They would have enough food for the whole neighborhood and their families. It was just so inspiring. And one year, I think it was the first year that I had moved up here, I started a strawberry garden, but I wanted to make watermelon. And so when it came time, I had these big, juicy watermelons. And the next door across the street, they were like, how do you do that? Because he had been wanting to grow watermelon forever, and he could never, ever grow watermelon. And here I am, this young kid coming, you know, from out of state, and I've grown all these big, juicy watermelons, and he couldn't grow them over there. So it was really fun to banter back and forth about, you know, our watermelons and how I grew them, and you know, he's this big gardener and he couldn't grow one. So it's something that's very special to me. I absolutely love it. I get inspired by seeing other people's gardens. I love to go into other people's backyards and just look at all their wonderful things that they've done, and everybody designs their garden differently, and it just makes me so happy. So I thought I'd sit down here and tell you kind of those two stories of why I'm so passionate about gardening, and I really want my kids to grow up how I grew up, and clean, fresh food that you can make yourself. And it's not very expensive. You do not have to have a lot of money to start a garden, and you can save so much money. So I thank you guys for listening to me on this story. I hope that you guys like the story time. I know I've been getting lots of requests to do story time, so if this is something that you would like me to do here or there, I can certainly do that. I have lots of little stories that I'm willing to share with you guys. So if you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscription button on the way out. I would love to have you. And until next time, you guys, bye.